Okay. Peace, everybody. We are live. A journey here.
Peace,
We'll just take
everyone.
some time because take some time to settle in. Gather your belongings. Gather your body. Gather yourself. Yeah, if you're here, say hi. Who's here? Want to know. Share your presence. Let us
Yep.
know. And let us know how you're feeling. Before we kind of get into the breath. Yeah, just tune into how you're feeling. If you feel called to share how you're feeling. I'm feeling I'm feeling actually like that's literally it. I really don't have a word to put place on the feeling. I'm just feeling it, and it's I know it's a feeling I have to get through. So that's my feeling. But wait a while before breathing. It's really warm outside. It was raining like crazy lightning, but like not much thunder, and now it's pretty humid. So we're doing this in the heat. Has it been raining where you're at?
We've been getting a lot of good sun lately,
Oh, that's good.
but it is scheduled to rain later on today, so we'll see. It's nice and bright right now, so we'll see what happens.
That's how it was yesterday. It was so sunny, and then at night I looked outside and I was like, "Is that lightning? Like, what is the light in the sky? What is that?" So I like this balance, this wholeness. If that's on the scales of like the rain, like the sun, but yeah. Let me know if you're ready. If you want to get started with breathing, or we can wait. Oh, it's 5 after, I guess. If you want to breathe, let's do it.
Yeah, let's get
So
started with that.
okay, cool beans. Yeah, so get comfortable. If you feel called, you can close your eyes. Kind of sit in deeper presence, like sit with your breath. Feel your surroundings. If you're outside, listen to the wind, listen to the trees, listen to the leaves. If you're inside, listen to whatever cracks or like little noises that are within your space. And listen to your body. If you have any discomfort in your body, just breathe more with it. Let's get started. Let's generate some intentional energy. I'm gonna bring my. Actually, I already have my hands on my legs, so I'm just gonna start there by rubbing my palms on my thighs and my knees, and kind of like just doing that, and still like activating my arms, like my upper arms, my biceps. And then it's gonna pat. And we're doing this to prepare for the 3 Avesa breaths. Just gonna clap my hands. I'm gonna pat on the arms. I have like mosquito bites on my arms, so it's been whew, it's been like a breathing through the itchiness. Let out some air. Get a little hot with it. I'm also just gonna bring some little neck rolls too before we slow it down. And having my neck hang to one side. And one deep breath. And then bringing it over to the other side. Let's do another deep breath. And then bring it to the center. Yeah, let's prepare to breathe. So connecting your hands to your body and whatever you feel called. I'm going to connect to my heart and to my solar. And again, we're going to do 3 evasive breaths, remembering to inhale Ave, traveling through the heart canal, down through there into the stomach, that solar, and then even the sacral, that area. And then exhaling Sa, audibly, traveling back up through the sacral solar, back through the heart canal, and then through the throat, and then coming out. And also having this imagination of like this light that's like beaming out of the crown. So like almost like you're creating the shield of like in front of you, behind you, to the side of you, but it's all connecting. So we're gonna do 3 of those breaths and remembering to smile because we're grateful for breath. So let's start with the first evasive breath. Inhale Ave. Sa. Let's do the second breath. Inhale Ave. Sa. And let's do the final evasive breath. Again, remembering to smile. Inhale Ave. Sa. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Come back to this moment. And we can get started. Or we've already started, but we can get on. We can get on. You have anything to share, Joan?
Yeah, that was really nice. Thanks for just opening up our closing ceremony with that really nice breath. And just want to invite folks to sink back into your body right now and just reconnect with the energy and the presence that you're feeling right now, knowing that you're here gathering with us for our 120 days commitment to our soul work closing ceremony. And let's just take that in. Let's just take a breath and take that in. And I think to open up our closing ceremony and our closing reflection, I want to just call your memory to where you were when we started this gathering. Just remember where you were. Remember what was going on around you, what was happening, what changes were about to transpire. Just remember the journey you've been walking these 120 days and come to the moment where you are right now, knowing everything that you navigated to get here. Knowing all the words that you chose to reflect the energy you've been navigating through every moon to get to where you are right now, to get to here right now. So, what has the reflection look like? That's what we're sharing here today and weaving with each other. Because in the weaving, we can see how we are all experiencing something very similar on this journey, how it looks different in our own life. And really, it's the awareness of our interconnection that gives us that energetic support, that knows, that helps us to know that we're not alone. So let's share a reflection. Jazz, what has this, let's call it this entire cycle, been like for you? Where are you now?
Where am I now? So, so actually had a interesting like morning rising, and I was like thinking about like, okay, this is all related. Um, but where am I now? I had shared about like this journey has like truly felt like I said a marathon, you know, and I know there's like multiple marathons, but this was the more intentional marathon that I feel like I've prepared for, and it was kind of exciting. It was very exciting. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Like we're gonna do this. I had so much. I was gonna say prana. I had so much breath reserved and ready for the travel because I knew it was gonna be long. And my mind was so excited. Like the ego mind was just ready. And along this journey, yeah, I didn't realize how much more I would have needed, or how much more breath need to come through for just the many emotions and things that I had to navigate and like traverse and like almost like get over, like if I'm walking, like um, and it feels like now today there's it's in terms of like seeing a finish line. Um, there's like me kind of going into the cobwebs of the areas that I haven't breathed, haven't pulled from, and like pulling more breath from there to help sustain me to the end. And there's obviously no giving up. Like that's just not even a choice. But yeah, it's like I see it, and I have to keep on breathing through it. And there's a lot of emotions to breathe through. But it's this reminder of like I want to say like the pain and pleasures of this experience. um I'll say the human experience, um and the spirit in this form, and how uh the what's the word, to be able to feel like a wide range of feelings. So I'm turning to like being grateful for that, despite how uncomfortable and like how many emotions just want to be released, which is good for them to be like released. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I'll leave that there. I'll share my word like later. But yeah, I'll keep that right there. I'm complete, and I'll like hand it over to you. What has your experience like? How has your experience been? Brought you to this moment?
My experience for the last 120 days, yeah, very like carpet pulled out from under your feet kind of journey experience. Um, very sort of radical shifts and very provoking for the nervous system, right? And I think through these moons, through these cycles, what has really come up for me is the evolution of my care for myself as I am evolving in each experience. And each experience is calling in a stronger version of myself, right? A stronger mental version, a stronger emotional version, a stronger physical version, and also a stronger spiritual and conscious version of myself. So every experience has really um, provoked the insecurities that are kind of swimming in the dark, that are ready to be integrated into the maturity of conscious awareness when you become aware of it when it is triggered. So I really connect with the emotional feelings that needed to be felt during this 120 days. There was lots of that, and also a lot of reprioritizing what care looks like for my system as it's evolving through these experiences. As I'm learning to take on more responsibility, as I am learning to be more responsible and to show up, these different bodies of mine have to mature in holding that responsibility as well. And that's where the insecurity is triggered for me and comes up. It's for the integration to be more responsible and to serve more, right? And the first part of, or the main part, or the foundational part for being able to even do that is responding to myself when the trigger is triggered, right? That's the soul work. That's the 120-day soul work. Right. So it's not like we were expecting folks to be with us on this journey and to, to really manifest something material that's, fantastical, but it's really more like, the inner energetic grid that you're laying when you're doing this work, right? The work that comes up, that arises through the 120 days. That's laying the foundation for that fantastical manifestation. It's that emotional gridding, like I call it. So coming to where I am right now, it feels like I've landed in a miracle, but I walked through a lot of really like what felt like um big deaths big deaths for my ego to get to this place. There was lots of shedding, releasing, surrendering to get to this place. And it feels like what I'm looking out into, that I'm walking towards, is a complete and new reality that is completely distinctively different from what just fell apart, right? So something completely destroyed, and I had to be okay with that burning down and just walk forward. Okay, so that's where the trust in the divine orchestration comes in. That's where I've landed through this 120 days.
It's amazing. Oh wow. So I guess we're gonna get into sharing our with that, or sharing all that, get into our word that is the culminating, or yeah, the word that is. Um do you want to go first, or do you want me to go? Like I have my word, but just in case you
Okay,
want
you
to
go
think about
first because I
one.
don't think I have my
Okay.
word yet.
Okay. It's funny because you kind of like you said my word like multiple times, or yeah, you said the word I've been thinking multiple times in your sharing. And it is responsibility, to be honest. Um, and
Say that.
you're gonna say that? You
No, I
kind of
said
said it.
no. I said I thought you were going to say that.
Oh wow, that's funny. Yeah. So with that, kind of with the emotions that I'm feeling, it's linked to this part and kind of related to what you just said about like many ego deaths, but like there was a certain I don't want to say entity or certain mask that I guess you can say held of truly not integrating like the full responsibility of why I'm here. And it's been like this leaning on anything or anybody for that, like looking up to, like tell me what to do and like, show me the way. But yeah, I just been feeling this, yeah, this release of that. And I like how you said walking into the new and like almost like everything behind you is kind of like on fire. And it's that piece of like, what is it? Like not looking back. And for I really want to say this. I don't know the story, but like it's in the Bible. But like there was like that one story where I forgot who the character was, but like they're walking forward, and it's like if you look back, something about you turn into something. But like if you look back, like that's like this almost like this straddling the fence of like if you really trust the divine, you'll keep on moving forward and not look back on like whatever past piece that you're leaving. And yeah, so the responsibility that I've been feeling is like truly I feel like I'm in this period of um like I've got to do it myself, and yeah, I've got to do it myself. And I've just like been releasing little things and putting myself literally in a position where it's just me and I had to figure it out. That's what it's feeling like. I had to figure it out. But in a good way, in a healthy way, in a way that I'm like, this is walking into the new, and with walking into like new land and new territory with just your body, I mean, like there has to be a trust in the body, like to know, yeah, it just has to be a trust in the body. So that's where I am, is just responsible for trusting myself, responsible for the gifts that I have, and responsible for, um, I guess, kind of, there's like something else that I'm kind of looking for, but um, yeah, yeah, the responsibility. Yeah, it'll come back to me. If it comes to me, I'll share it later. But yeah, I'll leave that there for my word. Yeah, I'm complete.
I think my word would be, I think it's surrender. That would be the word, to encompass this entire 120-day experience. And I really think for me, it comes back to surrendering what I think things should look like, and even surrendering what I think is, you know, what is next for me. Even just surrendering that and allowing something else to guide me. And I think what I've learned through this journey is to really trust the things I'm being called to reflect upon, and to really move out of any sort of idea that everything is random and has no meaning and is not connected. To really let that go, that idea, to let that go, and to actually believe that every idea, every insight, everything I wonder about, just the randomest wonderment, whatever that is important, right? It's important. Whatever random thing I'm reflecting on, whatever random thing I'm wondering if there's a connection between, is important. And everything I'm feeling is important. It's all related and connected. And to really trust that, because in in recognizing, whatever insight comes about as I go into these reflections, the insights, the wisdom, the awareness, that is what is laying a new foundation, right? That's why it's really important to become really strong in your internal fixation on what's going on, and how you are responding to it. and to really trust whatever it is that you're reflecting on, that reflection is important in this moment, right? And I think that's kind of part of the surrender for me. It's releasing the doubt, releasing the doubt that what I'm reflecting upon is meaningless, has no value, or is doesn't have any inherent worth in it, because those things are not true. And it really comes back to the way we are learning to redefine what value is, what is valuable, and what has inherent value in it. And it's through the contemplations and the things that we're reflecting on that rewires what we constitute as value for us, that then is infused in the things we go and do in the outer world, right? So that was a really big thing for me, and I think it was it's like such a subtle skin to release, right? Because the deeper you go into your work, it's subtler awareness that you start to recognize. And it's the realization of that subtlety that helps you to release it, that aids in the surrendering process. So that was a very subtle thing for me, and helped me to find that sort of inherent connection to everything around me, where I can move out of a place of feeling disconnected and disassociated with all that is around me. Right. So, um, yeah, surrender, that was a really big one for this journey. So, usually we do a weaving, connecting with each other's sharing. And why don't we move into weaving what we connected with from each other's journey?
So when you say weaving into connecting to each other's journey, I'm feeling like the whole piece, like literally like the whole journey. So starting with what you just shared of surrender, yeah, I like that. Um, I feel that this correlation with the surrender and kind of responsibility, because in me choosing my choice to like be more responsible, it's really like surrendering to like, okay, everything has been happening, or I've been truly responding to everything that's been happening outside of me, but then also um, integrating this piece of kind of what I see out is almost like this reflection of like kind of what's happening on the inner, like the terrains. And I feel like there is that piece of surrendering, um, not like surrendering to the part of, well, this is just what it is, but like not judging kind of like where I've been, because I see like the physical manifestation almost like as like the past, like the energy just informed that just kind of came out. But yeah, I do like that piece of and balls. Look, I did it write down, but you're saying with like the inner of like truly how you are literally within is kind of like that, literally that reflection without. And um it is like this beauty to be able to see kind of with like clear eyes of like your reality, because I know we're all living different realities and different experiences, and to almost like surrender to what is, but then also I'm bringing that responsibility of being like responsible kind of to what is presented in front of you. Um, yeah, yeah, like that's it. But in bringing the totality, like of our journeys, I'm just looking at our previous sharings. So, like on our first one, death, uproot, and expansion, living and rebirth for the second. Um, I think I like how our journeys are correlating in the sense of the way that we express our experience is obviously through our own unique expression, but like it's still is similar. And I feel like that's so beautiful in being on this experience, like together, but like separately. And and this just brings in this other piece of how it's almost like receiving a message, and we all receive messages differently, but nonetheless the energy is still the same. And to for us to kind of like interpret energy differently, but that resonates within our spirit or within our life, yeah, it's just still the same source, kind of. And I think it's just kind of beautiful. And to choose to like go on this journey together and to choose to be a part of it, um, as just one piece of the fullness of what is to come. Um, yeah, I think it's great. It's awesome. And yeah, I guess I don't have too many words. I think I'll leave the weaving. Yeah, I'm just looking at the leaves and I'm looking at the wind, but that's what I'm kind of feeling. I think I'll keep that there for now. I don't have many words that are coming through right now, so I'm complete. Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, connecting with responsibility, yeah, that's kind of been a really big um, vibration as well for me. And particularly because all the changes that happened during this time were so quick and so fast. They were not changes that I had like foresee and that I was kind of slowly integrating myself. These were kind of out of the blue changes. And I think the responsibility part for me was keeping my commitment to showing up for this work while all those changes was happening. and and somehow I knew that keeping my commitment to this was a really a big important part that will help me navigate the big changes that was going on around me, right? So I'm just going to say that again. I knew showing up for my commitment in this community work was a big part of my stability in my personal life and bringing security and stability for me in the changes happening in my personal life. I knew that. And I think the reason why I'm emphasizing that core responsibility is because the energy I'm feeling is we are shifting into the knowing of the communal support or the communal strength available to tap into when we're navigating personal transitions, right? And for me, I'm aware that there's a point that I'll get to where I will believe I need to put some things down because I can't balance it all. But one of the things that I know that cannot be negotiated is my responsibility to being in my community. And that was a big thing that was coming up for me during this 120 days, because I could easily have said, I've got a lot of crazy things going on. I can't show up for this. And then just let that be what it is. But instead, I reorganized all the crazy things going on around this. Right? And so showing up every moon for this was a cycle that I was traversing, coming back to. Right? Reflecting on the journey that I was in as I come back to this, because this is what I'm responsible for. Holding this space for our reflection. Holding this space for us to consciously walk into our next moon cycle, however chaotic it might be. So responsibility was a really big shifter for me during this 120 days, and the way that I relate to responsibility, the way that I connect with it, the way that it's showing up for me as a strength, not a burden, as something that gives me energy, not takes energy away from me, as something that revives, rejuvenates, restores me. That's why I'm responsible in coming back here, because of the vitality it gives to me, right? This is the way that responsibility is being re-experienced and taste like for me. Yeah, that's kind of how I'm weaving and connecting with the responsibility through this experience, through this journey. So I'm going to leave my weaving there. Maybe we bring it all in with a breath. Bring all that energy that we're feeling in with a breath. And I kind of see it as this iridescent golden light, this shimmering iridescent golden light, just showering down on us. This golden light kind of encapsulating us like an egg around us that we are inside. As you're breathing, just connecting with your breath, breathing, this golden iridescent egg is forming around you. And for me, it feels very uplifting to consciously embrace the energy. It feels very light, and it feels very giving. It's very generous. It's abundant. And this is the reflection of our true nature: giving, generous, abundant. So come back to your body. Come back to your awareness. Follow my voice, lifting your gaze, and just noticing where you are. And the energy you've generated that you're bringing forward with you. So let's share with folks where they can keep connected with us and learn whenever we got things happening.
Well, you guys know for sure on here on YouTube.
Yeah, let's go for it.
YouTube, on Instagram, Symbiotic Waters. And if you haven't checked out Coffee, like there's a lot of different information to receive. That's like a fun area. And if you want to, if there's anything you want to share, you can always reach out via email or even on Symbiotic Waters, like in the messenger or the direct message. But symbioticwaters@gmail.com is our email, or Gmail. And still feel free. You guys can always join the like our email list, even though it's for the sign up for the 120 days. Nonetheless, things are fruiting. So nice to be a part. But that's where you can find us.
Yep. So we'll be sharing more on those channels as we kind of continue on with our soul work, our community work, our spirit work, and how we invite folks to join us in that journey. And through this global shift, this global transition that is happening, and how it provokes us to shift inside as well, right? So community is kind of here for that support. So I think that's all for our closing ceremony. Any last words before we're out of here?
Thank you for joining live. Thank you for watching the replay. Y'all, share in the comments. Like, share what your word was, or share how this experience was, and look at the other previous lives, kind of regarding this journey, and just see what comes up for you. But yeah, that's what I have to share for the closing. And stay fruitful, stay focused. That's what I got.
Stay connected.
Yeah.
Peace.